Do you ever feel that, no matter what you do, financial stability or inner peace just keeps slipping through your fingers? You try to stay positive, work hard, and set intentions for prosperity, but things just don't seem to flow. It might surprise you, but the secret to unlocking abundance and harmony might lie right in your bedroom. Yes, that room you spend so much of your life in could be silently holding you back. In this video, we'll explore how clearing just a few items could turn your room into a magnet for prosperity and positive energy. Curious about what might be lurking in your personal sanctuary, holding you back from the life you truly want? Let's dive in. Our bedroom is one of the most intimate spaces we have. It's where we rest, dream, and recharge for life's challenges. Yet, many people don't realize the power that the items in our bedroom have over our energy, emotions, and even finances. In Buddhist teachings, our surroundings reflect our inner state. Objects, even those we think of as just things, can hold energy that affects our lives in ways we might not immediately see. I'll guide you through 9 specific things you might want to remove from your bedroom to clear negative energy, open the flow for prosperity, and create a sanctuary that nurtures your true potential. Imagine opening your closet to find clothes you haven't worn in years, shoes that have gone out of style, or that shirt you thought you'd wear someday but never did. These items, while seemingly harmless, hold the energy of the past. By holding on to them, you're unconsciously keeping yourself tied to old versions of who you were, preventing new opportunities and growth from entering your life. In Buddhism, the concept of impermanence teaches us to release what no longer serves us to make space for what does. When you let go of old clothes and shoes, you're not just clearing physical clutter, you're releasing stagnant energy. This act opens the door to new beginnings, making room for fresh experiences and opportunities to flow into your life. Imagine each item you release as freeing yourself from the past. Donate them, pass them on, or recycle them. As you do, visualize yourself opening up space in your life for abundance and growth. Clearing out your wardrobe can transform your room into a place that reflects the person you are becoming, not the one you used to be. Now let's look at those broken or unused electronics, old phones, damaged chargers, or gadgets you've been meaning to fix but never have. Electronics are potent energy carriers, and when they're broken, they create stagnation. In Buddhist wisdom, holding on to things that no longer work reflects an attachment to unresolved issues, keeping us mentally and spiritually stuck. By letting go of these items, you allow energy to flow more freely. Consider recycling them responsibly or donating them if they still work. Removing broken electronics isn't just about clearing space on a shelf. It's a way of saying to yourself, I am ready for new things, new energy. Free from the weight of non-functional items, you're making room for prosperity to enter and flourish in your life. This act, though small, sends a message to your subconscious that you're ready to welcome positive change. Ah, the dreaded paper piles. Old bills, random notes, or receipts from years ago. Papers, especially if left scattered, create an energy of chaos and clutter. Each one represents past events or unfinished business, which can create mental fog and distract from future goals. In Buddhism, an orderly and peaceful mind leads to a peaceful life. Likewise, an orderly space encourages a clear, focused mind. Going through these papers with a mindful approach can be transformative. Keep only what's necessary and recycle or shred the rest. As you clear out this clutter, you're also clearing out internal clutter, making space for abundance to flow. Once you've organized the papers that remain, you might find your mind feels more spacious, focused, and ready to embrace new possibilities. Furniture plays a big role in setting the tone of a room. Think of that old chair with a broken leg, the dresser that's seen better days, or the bed frame that squeaks every time you move. Broken or worn-out furniture carries a vibration of decay and neglect, reinforcing feelings of lack. In Buddhist teaching, our surroundings are a reflection of our mind. Damaged furniture sends a signal that you're willing to accept less than you deserve. Repairing or replacing these items is like renewing your commitment to self-care. When you sit on a stable chair or place your belongings in a well-kept dresser, you're affirming that you're worth having a space that supports your best self. By consciously choosing items that reflect quality and care, you're not just transforming your room, you're also transforming your mindset around abundance. Plants symbolize life, growth, and renewal. But when plants die, or if they're artificial, they carry a sense of lifelessness. Dead plants signify stagnation, while artificial ones lack the natural energy real plants offer. Imagine walking into a room with a vibrant green plant versus one with a dusty, lifeless one. The difference in energy is profound. In Buddhist practices, living plants are cherished for their ability to connect us with nature and bring positive energy. If caring for real plants isn't for you, it's better to leave the space empty than to fill it with artificial ones. Choose low-maintenance plants like jade or lucky bamboo, which are symbols of prosperity in many traditions. Their presence can infuse your room with a sense of vitality and growth, helping you attract abundance in every form. Mirrors hold a unique role in the bedroom as they reflect and amplify energy. But a cracked mirror, or one facing the bed, can have unintended effects. Broken mirrors scatter energy in chaotic ways, and those reflecting the bed or door can disrupt sleep and drain vitality. In many traditions, including Buddhism, mirrors are seen as amplifiers of energy. To encourage harmony, ensure your mirrors aren't facing your bed or door. Remove or repair any broken mirrors immediately. Think of the mirror as a tool for enhancing the room's energy, reflecting peace and openness. When placed thoughtfully, mirrors can help create a space that feels expansive, abundant, and aligned with positive energy. Many of us hold on to objects that remind us of challenging times, past relationships, or unresolved conflicts. Maybe it's a gift from an ex, a memento from a difficult period, or a trinket with emotional baggage. These items are like energetic anchors, holding you to moments you've moved beyond. In Buddhist practice, letting go of attachment is essential for moving forward with grace and peace. Consider releasing these objects with gratitude for the lessons they taught you. Removing them isn't about erasing your past, but rather about freeing your present space to welcome new, joyful experiences. As you let go, visualize yourself stepping into a new chapter, unburdened and open to life's next adventure. A stopped clock, or one that runs off time, can be more than just a nuisance. It's a symbol of stagnation. In Buddhism, time is often viewed as fluid, ever-changing. But a stopped clock reinforces the feeling of being stuck or behind in life. Every time you glance at it, you're reminded of something out of alignment. To restore harmony, make sure any clock in your bedroom is working correctly. A functioning clock reflects life's natural flow, helping you stay in rhythm with positive energy. This seemingly simple change can help you feel more in sync, open to new opportunities, and ready to grow. Lastly, look at items that remind you of habits you're trying to break. Maybe it's empty cigarette packs, fast food containers, or other remnants of habits you're working to leave behind. These objects, even if subtle, act as reminders of old patterns. In Buddhism, Creating a mindful environment supports our higher intentions and helps us stay aligned with our values. Consider replacing these items with objects that symbolize wellness, like a water bottle, a motivational book, or a plant. This transformation shifts the room's energy, making it a supportive space for the healthy, prosperous life you envision. You're not just cleaning, you're reinforcing a commitment to growth and positive change. As you remove these 9 items, remember that each step isn't just a physical act, it's a powerful way to invite abundance, peace, and positivity into your life. Your bedroom is where you start and end each day, and transforming it can have a ripple effect on every other area of your life. Imagine walking into your room and feeling uplifted, calm, and ready to embrace the day ahead. If you're inspired to make more positive changes, check out our next video where we dive even deeper into creating an abundant, mindful life. Remember, every small change you make today brings you closer to the life you desire. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to continue your journey with us.